Well, hey there, YouTube. How's everyone doing? My intro is going to be pretty basic today. Howdy, how's everyone doing? I hope peeps are doing fine on this fine day. Um, what was the title of this video again? No, I was going to title it something along the lines of the internet is, lame now. The internet's dead, the internet sucks, and it's a very cynical approach, a very cynical statement, and I would say that it's just sarcasm, but not really. Um, I want to be honest here. I think it's important. So, pardon me. I had a couple of beers, and it's about 11 p.m. here in Portland. I'm getting ready for bed. I'm actually kind of tired. I worked all day, came home, worked with the kids building swords out of wood, and then kind of settled down. And then we did some other projects. And I was thinking about just life and, you know, what it really means to be a human being in this world. The things that the average person, if there is such a thing, does. And I don't know how other people live. I know that a lot of people think that arguing all the time is normal. It's really not. Like, I've met people who think, well, don't all couples argue? No, they don't. I mean, a lot of couples do, but not argue like screaming at each other. And I just thought about how different people are and how interesting life really is. And real life, when you meet your neighbors, the quirks and curiosities of the kid down the street, or the people that you don't, really know very well, the neighbors that keep to themselves within your own neighborhood. But generally, unless you have a horrible neighbor, you don't really hate anyone, especially not because of their beliefs. At least these days, perhaps that's changed. But what I'm getting at is that in the real world, as you would call it, we get along pretty well, even if we don't agree with each other. On the internet, however, it's every man for himself. And I have to fight this cynical kind of nature I have about how the internet is just turning people into morons, and how people are choosing social media to scroll over actual interaction. And then I'm looking at myself and looking and seeing the fact that I use social media myself. And I make every attempt not to abuse it and scroll mindlessly, and especially not fall for the clickbait bullshit. And that's the big issue I want to talk about here. This is what has made the internet go downhill. There are two reasons why the internet, God, there are so many reasons. One would be censorship, and the fact that too many companies dominate the market and they decide what's able to be talked about and what's promoted on Google and elsewhere. Because most people search on Google. If you aren't favored by Google, you aren't favored by Google. Um, but second of all, a lot of the wording and the funny jokes and the strange, quirky things have disappeared because everybody's taking everything too fucking seriously right now. Everything from the different communities of people, the different cultures, different religions, different races. Everybody just wants to fight. And it's like this firestorm. And it's really ridiculous because it's an illusion. Most people just want to live their life. But it sells clicks, it sells views. You get money when people watch you talk about controversial shit. So the reason why I feel so cynical about it is because I've always kept it real, you know? I've always played the long game. I'm hoping, and this, I guess, maybe this is something I told myself like 5, 6 years ago. I said, what do I want out of my own channel? Out of the videos I make. And I thought, I want people to be able to watch my videos 5 years from now and have them still be relevant. But not all videos, of course. But what I mean by that is not specifically talking about current topics, because that is just something that generates clicks. But to give you examples, there are several different types. There's rage bait, the headline that's like, oh my God, this guy did this person did this, oh my God, you should click on this, you know. But then there's the cosplay, fun G.I. Joe hero guys out there that are clicking, you know. Let me back up. No offense, I'm a Second Amendment supporter, but I don't believe in this ridiculous notion of gun culture, if you will. Guns are great tools and phenomenal self-protection and for hunting, but they're not, you know, there's no gun culture. There is a gun culture, but I don't have anything to do with that. This whole fantasy, you know, G.I. Joe bullshit. But anytime something comes up about the Second Amendment or guns, it is instant clickbait, and everybody is just worried they're going to have their guns taken. And, you know, a side note here, there are more firearms in America every year than there ever have been, and we all know with 3D printing, the world of banning things is over. So, another issue of clickbait would be the gender politics and the left and right bullshit. Saying, look at what the liberals did now. Look at what the conservatives did now. It's like both sides make me want to puke. It's like, seriously, it's absolutely disgusting the way that people play on others' emotions. And there's a couple more. One is celebrity gossip. And all I need to say is Johnny Depp. And you all know exactly what I mean. Look, it's a spectacle. Everybody wants to watch somebody who's in court or suffering. The OJ trial started all this shit. This fascination with like celebrities and their lives. I don't understand that, and I know that I'm the minority on that one, but then there's of course the memes and the nostalgia. The old stuff is cool, you know, but that's all just part of the culture of the internet. A lot of these things are actually fun. You know, I would rather watch cat videos than some of the shit that's out there. And so the problem with this is few people tackle the real issues we have as a society. And the ones that do, and this is the unfortunate part, they disappear, for one. And I don't know if that's purposeful or if they move on or do other things. There's a few channels I've watched. What was it? Silent Buddha? Was that the one? I can't remember. Something Buddha. There's a few channels that pop to mind that I haven't seen posting anything in a really long time. And you think, what happened? They're a great channel. They were releasing these great videos that were really informative and revealed a lot of BS in society. Well, I'll tell you what happens. If you're just doing it for the right reasons, this is the problem we have. If you're doing it for the right reasons because you want to spread real information and you're still relying on crowdfunding, for example, or Patreon, God forbid. I mean, I've asked people for Patreon donations for years, and I have a few great patrons, but you're not going to, support yourself. The amount of people that watch a channel, there's no way to generally make a living unless you're like one of the very top tier YouTubers. But you, of course, have to focus more on the production. And the more people focus on the production of their channels, I feel like the less their content tends to resonate or matter. It's so expensive and time consuming to record and edit that when the actual topic comes up and you really look at it and you break it down, like say a whole video with amazing graphics. There are so many great videos on YouTube and elsewhere from people who really put their heart and soul into videos. But the information that comes out, you could condense it from a half-hour video down into 1 minute. This is what the facts are. And I'm not dismissing those videos because I love them. I watch them all the time. I love weird shit too. Another one of the clickbait type things is like the mysteries of the universe, or about God or atheism or whatever you want to, believe in. Ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Um, Honestly, I don't know what I believe on a lot of these things. I really don't. And I think that since people seem to be afraid to talk about the important issues, the things that where, we have a very small amount of people complaining about things that really don't matter, and everybody else seems to be just kind of following in suit. I don't know, it's laughable. If you can't laugh at it, then, you're going to end up just being consumed by it. Whatever happened back in 98 or 2008 or 2018, doesn't matter. Here we are in 2022. Time is moving. We can't stop it. We're stuck in this perpetual moving forward with the technology and knowledge information that we have, and we can't get away from it. We've already seen stupid. We've seen the dumbest shit you could imagine. And I don't know how much worse it can get. But honestly, it comes down to perspective, personal decision to not be consumed by it, to allow yourself to just kind of laugh at it all. I guess it's kind of Zen, if you will. It's this idea, and it sounds cheesy, but it's true. Just, no matter how frustrated you might get at any one period of time, which will happen, just let that shit go. Let it all go. So, that's my video for tonight. I just wanted to ramble for a few minutes about, how I have to fight my just disdain for what's on the internet today. And there is a lot of good stuff, but it's just, I know that there's a nostalgia factor. I get that. But, I don't know. I'll have to think more about it, get back to you. I better get to bed. It's almost midnight and I have to work in the morning, which doesn't really matter because my boss is cool and he says I can show up anytime between 9 and 10. So I've been leaning closer to 10. But, I kind of like starting early too. I don't really get off any sooner, but at any rate, that's another story altogether. But hey, I'll talk to y'all next time. I think that's all I had to talk about. Yeah. Be sure to speak up if you have something to say. That's it. Talk to you next time.